Oh yeah. Okay. Streets are cold. The streets are everywhere. They have your names, they have your addresses. hmm Some of you can never escape the streets. Angilungi, nisabatheni yabaleka, the streets are calling. Anyway, street people, as you are, ingane ihlezi emgaqweni, amahlongandlebe anilaleli, niswa. Unfortunately, that's the problem. Aniswa. Childish. At best, childish. But the remaining situation is that umuzwa cha. Aniswa. Lalela. I was saying on the on Twitter that, black people know everything, but they understand nothing. It's such a very strange thing and place to be as a people. Yo, hayi, yini sile nazi yonke into. Ayikho nje into engingayazi. But understanding, no. Ayikho into enginga-understand. Simply you can't even understand how lo mhlaba esiphila kuwo works. To understand the rules of the game or the game itself. Anyway, I had some very interesting conversations today. But there's something I wanted to bring to your attention again, ngoma aniswa, and nizohamba laphana nidlala abantu because anifuni ukulalela. Phela bafethu mangithi find inner peace and forgive people and all those things, angisho ukuthi now you must become the stupids. Must become unable to take care of self, because sisemhlabeni and people are extremely corrupt in their nature and being. they will exploit you. I mean, the same situation that is happening between us and other races because we are so forgiving. We are always trying to forgive people even when we don't need to be. It's fine. Forgive people, but I need you to quote me on this one. Never deny people an opportunity to experience the consequences of their actions. You must never do that. Umvundla sezingandile phaya phambili. Ungabakhipha abantu. Mase ingenile obishini, ngenile. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because if you went and made mistakes, or you went ahead and did not listen, kwathiwa hey ungayi lapha wena hamba ngenkani, you will definitely pay for your consequences, for your not listening. You will suffer the regrets. You will experience the pain that comes with it and the loss and what have you. You will get the fullness of your actions. You will get it. Ngeke akho nto ethi khona something that's going to take you away from that responsibility of being responsible for your actions and being accountable. You will be held accountable. So I'm saying, guys, baxoleleni abantu and everything, whether they want forgiveness or not, but do not prevent them from experiencing the fullness. Because we all here and we make mistakes and we have to pay for them. No one is going to pay for your issues. Akekho ozokhokhela iy'nkinga zakho. Akekho umuntu ozokhokhela izona zakho emhlabeni uhambe ezulwini. It doesn't work like that. Everyone is accountable for everything that they do. Akekho Jesus ozohamba ushiye umthwalo wakhe kuyena and then think that izinto kade uzenza are going to disappear. It doesn't work like that. It just does not work. You will never cross the river. Njengoba bedwanguze umkhulu nogogo beni laphana nemjiva emasonto namakhasoka abafundisi nani amabishop nama-miters ama-cardinal, they are not crossing over no matter how devoted they were. But if their actions, if I need to remind you, if you remember very well, there was a time I was telling a story where I was working at that gate across the river. And kwafika umbishop umfundisi ubona ukuthi no, this one kwakuwuqweqwe mfundisi, but he could not cross. Phambi kwami, the bridge collapsed under his feet. He failed. And when I looked at him, ngambona ukuthi uthwele inkunzi malanga emgodla la emva kwakhe. He was carrying such a big, ngathi wayeyocampa. Big bag, big black bag eyitshathi. But he couldn't tell yet. I could see it, but he couldn't see that uthwele isikhwama. And that guy was like, yeah, look at him. Wohlo ibridge wawungena emfuleni lapha namsipha umshonisa lezansi. Never crossed. You can go through my videos. I was talking about that experience there, having to go and do some work at the river crossing there, because he had to go and fetch some things that were taken. I asked by what. Wayelungisa iy'ndaba zakhe ngathi umbamba abambelela kancane lapha nitesh, and I saw amazing suffering. Abantu basemakini baphumule because of these shenanigans of not being given the opportunity to pay your dues. If you want to pay for your sins, it's something that you must do here. If you did wrong to somebody, somebody else must do something. Something must happen to you. You must pay. You must go ask forgiveness and make penance. The 3 A's: acknowledgement, apology, atonement. Ayikwazi, you can't just do one without the other. All of them, you have to do them. Must atone. Usaphila emhlabeni. So musani ukuvimba abantu loku nibashilda from the consequences of their actions, because that's what you people do. Umuntu ufika umsize, umkhalime uthi hey ungayi lapha, aye ngenkani. Mase limele lapho wena qala ogijimayo. Let them experience the fullness. It's their way. Let life teach them. Because uhlulekile ukubafundisa ingakenzekile. So they must learn ukuthi if you don't listen to people, something happens to you. Don't deny them that lesson. It sounds cruel, but if you've done the due diligence of warning someone or advising someone, don't do this. If they go ahead and not do what you told them and they get stuck, let them find their way out. Because learn to learn, I've come to understand it over the years, is that when you help a lot of people, which is something I do, you know, I don't have a lot, but I always find myself having to help people. Angazi nabo basuke betshela ubani ukuthi they must come to me, what, for in. Because like namang now, guys, whatever it is, but you know, they always find their way. But it's fine. But I learned along the way, very harsh lesson. Ukuthi, I wonder if you are going to speak, take your time, take your knowledge and wisdom and say, listen, here's some piece of knowledge and wisdom. Lalel. Leave that thing alone. Izokwenzela 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. You will regret it. And they go and do it. And then they come back to you. And they expect you to now do these miracles. Zokuba khipha manje kule nto sebengene kuyona. Bakwenza umataki. Abuye sebenenyawo ey'ngcolile bazosula la kuwena. Suwumataki wasemnyango. And what I learned is that kind of situation, it's dangerous ngoba it iyakudraina and it changes you kancane kancane, iyakudla, so that you start getting or getting taking a particular position against helping people. You start thinking and feeling, no, maybe I need to be more selfish and not help people. People don't deserve to be helped. You start getting that kind of feeling. Takes away, chips away at your kindness. If your kindness keeps getting unappreciated and abused, of course izolimala, ilokhu ilimala kancane. So uzogcina ungasakwazi ukusiza abantu abalidinga ngempela usizo, because ulibele ukutotosa abantu abakubhedayo. Sanitotosa abantu. Help them when you can. If they are not appreciative, cut them. Let them take full responsibility of their actions. If umuntu azi ukuthi ufanele agibela emsebenzini on Monday, ayiphuze yonke imali yakhe katshwala, they must not come to you. Azi ucela imali yokugibela. People must learn. Ukuthi okay, yeah, no, I need to drink, but I must make sure ukuthi le mali yami le yokugibela nginayo, because akukho la ngizoyithola khona. You see? And this is why we keep having dynamics of people just being irresponsible, and then we have to carry them. Melubatat. So it goes on now to carrying burdens. Don't carry burdens that are not your own. Ukuganga komuntu nokuhlupha kwakhe akungabi umthwalo wakho. Musuthatha umuntu umenze umthwalo wakho. I was making an example of an allegory about how I tend to deal with people in general. You know, I'll give you a rope as a person. Give you a very long rope. And once you take that rope, uzihenge ngayo lapha phezulu, I'm not going to get you down there. Ngizokubuka nje. Oh, okay. And then I move on because there are other people. Ugcina ungasababoni abantu ukuthi bayadinga usizo because of people who do this shenanigans. Ongifuna ukuzwa. It gets very exasperating. So don't shield them. Musani ba-shield. Don't carry them. Manje uthatha umthwalo manje-ke ukuthi kumele ngikuphakamise ngikukhiphe le ntambo osuyihenge ngayo. No. Sorry. It is wrong. That's not how you do it. And maybe it's because I was saying it in a way mhlambe enga-understandeki because I always say ukuthi don't be preoccupied with trying to save people. We are not savers. We're not here to save people. I didn't say that. That's what that's what I say. And you people miss it because what I'm explaining now is exactly that. You're not saviors. You're not all baby Jesus abancane. Stop that nonsense. Otherwise, our people will never grow up. They will never grow up. As long as they think ukuthi they can be irresponsible and then someone uzobazwela. They will never grow up. They will never. It's so deep, this thing. You can take it into an international interrelationship between us and other races and our place in the politics of the world. You can put it there. You can take it and put it there, and it can tell you what you know. Childishness, yabantu abamnyama, it's so bad that people can leave their homes and come and establish themselves on top of us and just commit genocide over and over and almost drive us to extinction, and we're still laughing with them, big friends. Childishness, abantu abamnyama. And when we don't sit somewhere some days and wonder, what if these people decide they want to do their genocide again? We don't learn. Extremely irresponsible. Okusho ukuthi kufanele njalo kuzofaka kube khona omunye uHarriet Tubman there. Kufanele kube khona omunye ubani uChris Hani ubani. Kuzofanele kube khona abantu abazoloku bezo-risk iy'mpilo zabo bezosithwala because we refuse to learn from life. A big lesson that we should have learned is that we should have learned ukuthi hey, ukuvumela abantu esingabazi ukuthi bazofika phakathi kwethu bazohlala nje, it leads us into trouble. Vumela le genge leyafika yahlala la e-South Africa nase-Africa yonke yangena nagcina nabangani abakhulu nayo nafunda nokuntshontsha abantu nibafake emkhumbeni yobadayisa engazi nanifunani lapho. Abanijikelanga banifaka inhlamvu abelungu bathatha umhlaba. That's just how it went. They can make beautiful stories and tales of how you people fought and this one fought and the Ashantis and the wood note that my tales oShaka Zulu in nalwana banifaka inhlamvu ngoba ni childish. Athi balele lapha. Athi badubule. Awuthatha umhlaba. Hleli manje futhi emhlabeni aninankinga nabo niyahleka nabo and you are dying, you are killing yourselves to go and work for them. Imagine the childishness of that behavior. Yayibona ukuthi sikuphi manje. Isuka la at the basic level lapha ekhaya ubhuti wakho ohluphayo udaka utshalo uhluleka ukubeka imali yokugibela eMandeya emsebenzini. Uloku wena uloku busy. Uyamnesa, umkhodlisha, coddling him. And it's never changed his behavior. Uzogcina usu-adapt ukuthi hayi ke anombekela imali yokugibela niyazi uzoyihla. Lo mdlalo game le. And then you sit there and you grandstand ukuthi awubheke usibanibani udaka utshalo is not progressing. so complacent and you're just happy with everybody at home is always coming to you because bayakubona ukuthi usithithithe imali yakho awuyazi fa uyenzeni. You think bakuthatha serious. No. They say we can abuse this one. That's all. They are just looking at you. Oh, okay, we can be irresponsible, but usbanibane will take care. Uzoyiqoqa kanjani-ke? How are they going to now you become i-career yabo uyabaqeda-ke manje. So bateta-ke. Batete. Ngane laphana fike uyamitha ingane yokuqala uyayiteta leyo ngane hhayi angisho ukuthi abantu bangazali but uyasibona isimo la ekhaya ukuthi sithwele kanzima hhayi mzali uyathetha ungidlule hhayi uqhubeka oh yabona ngane oh hhayi man let me go get another one hamba uthole enye futhi thwale futhi carry these children. It's reinforcing toxic behaviors is what we do. Then we're gonna complain, hey, black tax this, black tax that. No. Kukhona abantu who are genuinely helping abantu basemakubo who actually want to do something with their lives. Angilwi ngalo. That's fine, that's perfect. That's using resources properly. And then kukhona abantu ababhizi banesa abantu abafuna ukwenza izinto ezibhedayo. I remember someone was telling me ukuthi she used to send money to her mom. Ethi uzothenga isitofu esisha afake ema-cupboards. Because she was making a lot of money. Hey, uma wahamba wenza i-quotation laphana ukuthenga isitofu efake nama-built-in. Imali impela nje okay. So I was like, okay, mom, I'll give you this money over a couple of months. Ngempela ngilongisenda imali. Hawu. Mangifika ekhaya ngoDisemba. And then apha ema-built-in. Siphi isitofu? I'm like, yeah, naziya. Take that money and eat it. Because bayazi ukuthi uzothi uma ufika futhi ubona ukuthi akwenziwe and then go and do it yourself. Athi imali futhi wena uhamba uwenza hayi okay. You'll be angry for that moment and then you're like, hey, kodwa-ke sisadingeka isitofu. Ngcono ngimele ngiyesenza mina. Suqala phansi so you know. Jiki we find out later ukuthi no uma kade ne-gambling issue problem. And ngeke ayeke gambling problem because you're still sending money to her. I know it's a difficult one to digest, whereby you feel like you are compelled ukuthi fanele uba rescue. But if you had told someone and you set them down, ulalela-ke, hey bhuti, 1 2 no 3 no 4 no 5. Musukwenza because you are not my child. Angikwazi ukuthi ngikuthwale. Nami nginey'nkinga zami. And then ahambe ayokwenza 1 2 3 and 4. Wena kusasa futhi yo. So forgive people. Angilwi lo. Forgive them, love them, but don't carry them. Wonke umuntu nomuntu akathwalwe imithwalo yakhe. Imithwalo iyasinda and it will weighs you down. Ungakwazi ukuqhubeka uye phambili because uyithwele. Don't carry things that are not yours. Don't carry things that are not yours. People must figure it out. Philanthropy, anginankinga nayo. You want to help people who are needy, no problem. But ungavumi uba udomete wabantu because people will abuse you. They will abuse you so much. Ugcina ungasafuni ukuba philanthropist. kunisukuzonda ukunikeza nabantu ukusiza abantu nokubanikeza langithi the amount of abuse you will get. Ngitheni, don't deny people the opportunity to experience the repercussions of their actions. Never deny. People must experience that fully. Everyone, they must pay the price for whatever they did or didn't do. They must do it. Musukubavimba. So you need to strike a balance. There is a balance you need to strike. Be helpful and everything, but draw boundaries. Understand boundaries. Draw them. No, I will help you, but khona okungadingi mina. You see, learn that, and then people will know what. Okay, we only go to this one if ngempela kukhona issue, and he will help us. But angeke nizwe, you're not going to hear it, especially the men. You're not going to hear it because lento yenu nifika emhlabeni nifunde ukondla onondindo. And make it like it's something that's cool. Nenze noma TikTok lapha, hey intombi yaphi imali, hey. Not understanding resources. It's not an efficient use of resource. Okuthi wena unemali ukwazi ukuthi uyithathe iyophuza utshwala ethenga ama-iPhone for people. Because lama girlfriend wenu niwanikeza imali ukuthi ahambe ayodla ama-Kentucky nama-KFC nama-ice troppers laphana nani. Abanye benu bayifaka bafaka o-Unisa bani jiki shiye kanjalo. Inefficient use of resources. You don't understand resource. Black people are childish in that regard. The more resources they don't understand. They think the issue is money. No, it's not the issue. That's not the issue. Money is not the issue, and it's not the poverty. It's not because you are poor. I mean, black people are not poor. They're just childish. Don't want to be responsible. And funi. Umnyama nje akafuni ukuba responsible with resources at all. Thatha imali, mayingoba uthi usenemali, so the first thing they need to do is go and enjoy. I've said it before. We are not going to stop having criminals because it must resources. We don't pool our money together to make sure that everyone around us is able to take care of themselves. You just want to be the only one on a double story location. And then must be you are confused. Like, what the fuck? What are you confused about? We can't go into the middle of where everyone is poor and struggling to even get a cabbage when uzokhanda double story. And then messenger abantu bayathakatha. No, you are the one who's the problem. Abantu abanthakathi. Resources. You're not thinking about resources. Look around. Look at other people, other communities. Look at them. I mean, I live in a neighborhood and I'm Muslims. And these people are pulling each other. There's a street, esebesithenge. They're buying up all these houses and they're renovating them and fashioning them into we call literally taking over the neighborhood. And it's beautiful houses. And they are making sure that every one of them who looks like them Uyasebenza la ey'tolo zabo, and if they want to open a shop, they help them open a shop. Ukhona nje omunye who owns i-Mica hardware here, and what he did was he took manager wamfaka lapha emzini wakhe. You go there, you think ukuthi this house belongs to this guy, kanti cha, umuzi kaboss wakhe uhlala kuwo, and his family, free of charge. That's how these people can help each other, because they have built up our systems and they understand what the game is about us. Let's take care of our communities first before siphumele ngaphandle. Abantu abamnyama, no. Adlala iy'tokfela. Spend, thatha imali laphana, qokelela imali, ama-hundreds and hundreds of thousands. And then they go bayothi back to abelungu namasulumane nani. Save money to just go and spend it back. Donate laphana kwi-program yama-school shoes. Lutho, awutholi 5 thing. Not even a single 5 thing comes into that account. Mhlawumbe abantu abawu-2 or 3 who send ama-100 rand, ama-200 rand. But kade bedlala iy'tokfela zama-vodka, nama-Hennessy, nama-cognac, nenyama, ne-diabetes laphana, ama-achos assorted. That about, that money goes back to abelungu. Manje they are scrambling, trying to get imali yokuba babuyele eGoli nokuthenga iy'cathulo zey'ngane esikoleni, nani. So, guys, ningavumi abantu bajwayele. Impi yethu kakhulu, it's in our consciousness. Our consciousness is impaired. Cognitively, we are in trouble. We are not processing the world ngendlela right. We are struggling to figure out and draw the lines between superstition and reality and spirituality and what needs to happen. Like, we're even struggling to decide which one is culture, which one isn't culture. Sukele uthakathi sekubungoma, ubungoma sekubuthakathi, konke ingxube evanga into ongayazi. Sekhona iy'nyanga kodwa manje kuney'gubhu kuyathwala abathakathi. Can't make a distinction between healing and performing magic. Can't make a distinction. Yonke into nje it mantamnyama. I-network iyajema, kudonse kahle. Cognitively, we are in trouble. And you can't be so obsessed about things that are out there on the other side when your common sense is impaired. You don't have the common sense of how to live in the world. Ukuthi kwenzakalani emhlabeni. We are in a game of resources against people who are way ahead of us now. We still haven't figured out the only thing we need to do is take our resources and hold them and use it for us. If black people understood that, Ackerman would not have been this big. Because Pick and Pay njengoba begcina umhlaba wonke nje bebangaka, that's all black money. Shoprite njengoba bengaka, it's all black money. Countless. Angazi mangaka ama-franchise amakhulu emhlabeni. In fact, nje la e-Africa, black money. Because we have allowed ourselves to come into this position ukuthi ama-resources ethu See how we just throw them away. We just throw them away. Usuyayazi i-cycle yabantu abamnyama ukuthi operate kanjani. Uthi okay, fine. Uzobabamba ngoJanuary. Bayeke. Mazithi November ziyakhala. November, December. Hayi uzobe adile ngabo. Sekuyaziwa, you know. And people, I'm not saying anything new here. People have been speaking about this. They've even wrote books. I remember I was still in university reading Capitalist Nigger by Chica Onion. Spider web mentality that is used by the Chinese. He explains it. Imali in the Chinese community does not leave until it has rotated at least 2, 3, or 4 times. But la kuthini imali ifika kuthini ifika manje kuwena iyaphuma going back because ukudla ukuthenga endiyeni or umlungu or whatever into zogqoka uthenga kubona laba konke building material konke goes back. All that money leaves the community and we are just sitting there. We are okay, it's fine, it's okay. And ngeke bangasijwayeli kabi-ke because we have allowed them ukuthi basijwayele ngaleyo ndlela. And they'll never even acknowledge ukuthi yazini black people are actually giving us resources and we are living through them, we are surviving through them, we are having all these things through them. Uyakubona ukuthi uyofuna ama-donations bakunikeza itori ezinde because they don't even want to acknowledge with all this money here, it's black people money. They don't want to even give it back to black people. They want to go busy ne-community yabo. Abanasikhathi nani. They don't hold you in high regard. They don't even appreciate you. In fact, in some cases, they don't even want you to come into their shops. But manje inkinga phela imali bayifuna le mali. Some shops nje ubona ukuthi abantu abamnyama abafuneki khona. Uma ungena ubona ukuthi oh, okay, I'm not welcome here. Some of them have already collapsed because white people don't buy that much. Oh, starter forts. Extremely racist shop, that one. Then we collapse it. Because they still working hard to try and keep a certain group of people out. And the funny sad thing about it is, even if they feel like that, and even if they want to exclude black people, they'll still find black people who are willing to work for them to do that. I mean, how do you wake up in the morning uhambe usebenza la kuthiwa abafune khona abantu abamnyama? Like it's childish ngendlela ejulukisayo uma uyicabanga ukuthi yes. How do you even do that? Hamba nje uyosebenza esitolo impela wazi kahle ukuthi makuthiwa mangena umuntu omnyama la we have to start moving in a certain way. How? Ngithanda impela but cognitively we have a problem. And ngeke abantu bayeke usijwayela kabi because we are treating ourselves like kids. We take ourselves as children. We don't want to grow up and start taking charge and responsibility of our own lives and communities. So ningavumi. Don't coddle people. Let people experience the consequences of their actions. Iqala lapha ekhaya bese ziyofika le labantu abasijwayela kabi bakwamanye ama-communities. If we can get that balance emakhaya ukuthi this is how we behave with each other, this is how we take responsibility, this is how far we go. I'm not going to carry your burden engadingi uyicarrishe. I'm not going to assume the role of your parent. I'm supposed to be your boyfriend. I'm not your parent. You see. Because if you can do that, then we can be able to say, oh, okay, now because you are my wife, I can be responsible for resources. You can bring resources here and you'll manage these resources. Now, laba bantu laba enibhizi bafida imali behambe bayoyispenda. What kind of resource managers are they going to be masenamakhaya? Because unkosikazi is supposed to manage resources ekhaya. If she's a stay-at-home wife, for example. If that's the role, you go to work, you go and gather the resources, you bring them, she manages them. Because that whole thing ukuthi-ke unkosikazi umnikeza imali and uyena uplana igrocery, yena uplana lento zonke izinto edingeka ekhaya. That's management. She's managing. She's the manager. And what kind of managers these ones? Man babheka nje lama slay queen la, are they going to be able to manage? No, of course not. They'll just continue the same cycle. Ogogo nomamkhulu obani bani ukuthi njalo ngonyaka kufanele ku-waste imali ngoDisemba la ekhaya. And then now we are scrambling. Every January we are scrambling for imali uniform. It's a crazy thing, but hayi sizawuthini ngoba nizwa. And futhi nisekude shem ukuzwa. Sekude bandla hayi sekude. Kude kakhulu. But ngiyaphinda. Don't carry burdens that are not yours. Angisho ukuthi abantu ningabalekeleli uma besey'nkingeni, but make sure ukuthi leyo nkinga leyo iyakudinga wena. Ungayithathi iy'nkinga ezingadingi. Otherwise, sizoba ney'nkinga ezingapheliyo as a race. We'll never figure out how to deal with our enemies. Masisabhizi. Sisahlulwa nje ukuyi-manager thina sisodwa. How we interrelate. Ngisho ukuthi ningabaxolela abantu, but do not prevent them from learning from life. Bavumeleni impilo bafundise ukuthi kunzima kanjani. I hope kuyezwakala bantwana. Hope kuyezwakala. Strike a balance. Don't be too much into the kindness. Don't be too much into the stinginess. Strike a balance. And ngabe ngiyasho Nkosi yami, don't waste the resources. In fact, ngiyasho. My resources, guys, let's think about the resource. Look at your income and think about these resources. Stop thinking about it as money. Think about it as a resource. If you start thinking about that, because that's what the name of the game is. Resources. Afika abantu la babuka umhlaba bathi kunomhlaba okhiqiza kanje la. Okay. We need this resource. We came from Europe, sihlupheka, sifa, sigula, and we are finding people here abanezinto ey'ngaka nje bangaziboni. And then they discovered ukuthi there's gold. Sashoka. Kunegolide? Zakhala. Resources. Yasha inhlamvu. Nasabathe yasha inhlamvu. Nasabathe yasha inhlamvu. Banikhandela inganekwane yamaZulu. Banikhandela yamaswati. Banikhandela yamasuthu laphana. Banikhandela yamaXhosa inganekwane. Najabula nani izindaba ezimnandi. Kanti bekukhala nje inganono la kubulawa amakhosi, kubulawa abantu, uthatha umhlaba. Base banivalele ekhoneni lapha bathi Zululand la, Swaziland la, Sotholand. Wonke lo munye umhlaba 90% wawo ukubona. Futhi Ndebele is there. What you call this? Bathi abathanda ukubizwa ngamashangane. Bayibiza ngani ngabathini? Amatsonga. Bachwanaland. Lokhuzana koZisibani. Wokhutha the Jaba. Ngivalela nje emakhoneni. Small pieces of land. Ngathiwa, yeah, no. And then they turned around bathi, hhayi, kwakuyizwe labathwa. Baphi labo bathwa? Abasho phela kesizwe ngihamba. Angithi babeyibona abasekho. Conveniently, there's no more bathwas. They exterminated all of them. Bathatha laba abasele bafaka eKalahari naseNamakwa. Basungeza ama-desert manje laphana ko-Northern Cape. Umhlaba, imuphi-ke lo mhlaba lo owawunabathwa? For me, or give you a story, because it didn't realize ukuthi umhlaba is a resource. And then everything that comes from it is a resource. Didn't draw my lines with, okay, this is us, this is ours, oh, you need this, okay, how much are you paying for it? And then they tell you silly stories ukuthi badayisa bathenga umhlaba ngesibuko, banikeza uShaka isibuko, wasibuka isibuko wathi, hayi, thathana wamahektha laphana. Udingane bathi wadraya nesitulo, wathi yonke lo mhlaba amdrayisa nesitulo. Like, and I don't know, how are you people even sitting there and thinking this shit makes sense? But that's the history that you are taught. Tshele ngabantu abangaziwa bavelaphi. You ask ukuthi obani labo uNduzimane, obani oZulu, akwaziwa. Kwaba khona iy'ngane nje zaqhamuka from ngathi inganekwane kaJesus who was just born as a virgin. Kwafanele umalandela ayithathe lezi ngane angazazi naye ukuthi zavela Mhlohla, then jiki. Same story ngapha eLesotho. Wayazi inganekwane yaseLesotho umshweshwe ukuthi how he became umshweshwe. Jiki unemvula emnyama. Awu. Ngapha uDlamini la kwadlamini umngconywana ngoba kwaziwa ukuthi wahlanganyela namabhunu laphana bahamba bayosoqa nguMaseko wasewuthatha umhlaba. And then namhlanje uthola abantu abamnyama, they are proud, singing, hey, samaZulu thina. Mawuthi anisiwa namaZulu, bangafuna ngisho ukubulala. Inganekwane yakhandwa ukuthi kudliwe umhlaba. Sekuyabo manje. And angeke bayeke ukusithatha kancane abantu because we are stuck in fairy tales. Childish behavior. Get excited by indaba ezimnandi and forget to ask critical questions. We forget to ask critical questions. No, hold on a minute. Well, what is that? Ekade kuphi? Awuyesikhombisa. Critical questions. Who wrote that story? You go there. Look at the journals, the history. Not even one black man wrote those things. White people were writing history actually. And you ask yourself, hey, labantu laba abangazikwazi nalolimi lethu ukukhuluma 500 years later, bakwazi ukukhuluma ulimi lethu, but they were writing history. Kanjani? You can't tell me ukuthi indaba ucocela usibanibani laphana naloyana waxoxela sekuyi-history leyo, you're done, covered. Awu. Hey, hayi bandla. Indaba enzenzayo. But anyway, I'm literally going off topic here, but kuningi lezi zinto. And the problem is that they are interlinked because of the behavior yethu as abantu. We are not calibrating properly for the world. We are not calibrating. We are forgiving things that we don't need to be forgiving. And we are carrying people that we don't need to be carrying. It is not our responsibility to carry the world on our shoulders. It is not our responsibility. Akusumsebenzi wethu to carry the burden of guilt yabelungu. It's not our business, that one. We are not supposed to be sitting there and think, oh, shame, yes, they are guilty for their crimes. No, they're not. I don't know. And they are never going to learn. Because we are playing nice with them. We're their best friends. Anyway. Ningavumi abantu banjwayele kabi. Mangithi learn to forgive people in apologize those things. Angisho ukuthi go and be automated. It's not what I'm saying. Dingabe umati obukusulela. Don't allow that, because it will wear you out. It will make you hate being a kind person that you are. And that's not what we want. Continue your kindness, but take care of yourself. Now go on and be fruitful.